Welcome to an introduction on the Peach to Xero integration. We'll cover the two ways the integration can be set up, which is the summary method and the individual method, which includes customer payments. We'll have a look at the crossover codes, which links GL codes in Peach to GL codes in Xero. We'll have a look at a typical sync, which will include invoices and customer receipts, and we'll look at the links of customers and suppliers between the two systems as well. There are two ways the integration can be set up. This will be discussed with you by your Peach technician as part of the onboarding process when you're being set up. The first way is the summary method. This method posts transactions to Xero primarily in the form of journals. For example, the daily sales journals to capture sales, freight, GST, and customer balances, as well as other figures. When using this method, customer invoices and balance details are managed in Peach, while supplier balances and overall accounting figures are managed in Xero. The other method is the individual method. This works by posting individual sales invoices to Xero, as well as customer accounts. Both Peach and Xero will have the breakdown of customers, their invoices and balances. Customer payments can be done in either Peach or in Xero with this method, and will flow through to the other system. Both the methods I just talked about treat purchases the same. They're always individualized by supplier and posted as bills in Xero to be dealt with. Your Peach technician will talk to you about linking your existing accounts between the two systems as well if needed. Let's have a look at the crossover codes tab. This is a way to link GL codes between the two systems. It essentially tells Peach which Xero code corresponds to which Peach code for the posting process. Your Peach technician will assist you in getting these set up in line with your Xero chart of accounts. This will look a bit different for your particular setup. To actually run a sync between the two systems, we want to be on the first tab, but let's quickly go to the settings tab to have a look at some of the options. There's a lot of customizations that can be done, which will tweak exactly what is synced and how. These will be discussed with you as part of the setup, depending on your business. Let's go to the invoicing screen in Peach and process an invoice for us to post and have a look at in Xero afterwards. Let's open up customer invoice, load our customer, put in a line item, and update. Great. If we go back to our Xero screen in Peach, back to the first tab to actually run the sync, there are some date range settings here which can be tweaked if needed. The typical process would be to let the system manage it since the last export, or since the last export, but only up to yesterday's date, depending on your preference. We'll just run it for today's date for now, and run the export. We'll see a couple of things get posted here. There'll be a journal for the stock movement on the invoice that we just did, and the invoice itself. That's being posted through now. If we wish, we can click on the view button here, which will give us a report of what was included in this batch. Let's head over to Xero and we'll have a look at the invoice and the journal that just got posted. If we go to business and then invoices, we'll see our invoice here. We can open this up. If a customer was already linked in Xero, it will use that customer. If it doesn't exist, it will be created by the integration. We can see the items here. If there was freight included on the invoice, that will also be included as another line item there with the correct code. The GL code that gets used is based on the crossover codes that we looked at before. The process for purchases is almost exactly the same as what you just saw. It's just based on creating a purchase in Peach instead, and instead of being posted as a customer invoice in Xero, it will be posted as a bill. We can also have a look at the journal that was made by going to accounting and manual journals. And we'll see here the journal related to the stock movement. Let's create a customer payment for the invoice that we just posted into Xero and see how that flows back into Peach. Let's start by having a look at customer control in Peach for the customer. We can see the customer here. We can see the Peach balance, $9.08. There's also a Xero panel here, which allows us to see which Xero customer this Peach customer is linked to, and also the balance in Xero as well. Let's head over to Xero and actually do the payment. Here's the invoice here. Let's go add a payment, and we'll say it is for $5. Alright, that's added the payment. Let's go back on over to Peach and we'll do another sync, which will include that payment we just did. That's brought the receipt down from Xero. Let's go back to the customer account once more and refresh. We'll see now that the balance has reduced. We can have a look in Xero, the balance is reduced there as well. We can also create customer payments in Peach and have them post to Xero as well. Let's pay the remainder of that invoice that we just made. We can go to customer receipt, load up the customer, and we can pay the remainder of $4.08. Okay, that's updated. We can now go back to our Xero screen, do one more sync, and this will pick up that payment that we just made and post it through to Xero. Okay, if we head back to Xero one more time and reload this invoice, we'll now see that it's been fully paid.